Welcome to the Deadlifts and Pizza podcast, where we discuss no BS fitness and nutrition.
We're your hosts. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie.
Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How is your cut going?
I woke up hungry this morning, so the cut is cutting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, shit. Because technically it's been 2 weeks, but it hasn't really, because the first week was like, I was doing it, but I don't know if you don't experience this, I don't think. But when I go from not being in a cut to being in a cut, a lot of times the first week isn't hard because my body's still kind of full. And it's kind of like fine with having less calories.
No,
you're like the opposite for you.
Exact opposite. So the first week, the first day isn't that bad because one day of not having, adequate calories. Like I said, normally I just make it up the next day. But day 2 and day 3,
yeah, yeah,
horrible.
This happens, and I won't say confidently that it always happens, but it happens often enough that I'm like, okay, yeah. So like the first week was kind of easy because it was like, okay, but then the second week I was sick and it was just all kind of off. So then it was like, all right, back on track. And even then, I think there was only like 3 or 4 days, and I wasn't even eating over calories, just my macros weren't within whatever. It's not like I was eating a ton of crap. But then, so now I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm hungry. But this is where you usually start to see progress at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I know that when I'm hungry, things are happening.
Yeah, I know.
It's good to be hungry.
And you know what's something that I always forget going into a cut, and I remembered it this morning, is that there's always going to be a time in your day where you're particularly hungry when you're in a cut. And it's just a matter of picking when that time is. So if you do the delayed breakfast and don't eat till like 10, 11 or whatever, then that time's going to be in the morning. What?
I just realized I got really hungry before I came out here. And I ended up eating a couple Doritos, which I don't normally do, but they were like really quick and easy to grab. I know.
You ate Doritos? I asked you one time, and you were like, we don't really keep that stuff in the house.
No, Caleb gets one snack, so he'll get stuff like that. And we have the now he's obsessed with them because they have the no dye, no whatever. There's like they're healthy Doritos, not really. But it doesn't have that stuff in it, so we can have it because normally he can't have regular Doritos because they have dyes and stuff.
They're like the naked ones or something, right?
Yeah,
they're in a white bag.
Yep. So and they taste better to me. So I had a couple of those. It's like I will eat it if it's there. I don't have. Yeah. I'm not elite in that way.
Yeah.
So I saw it and I'm like, ooh. But I just realized what I looked at you like that is because I put half my shake in the fridge and I didn't eat it.
Oh.
That's why I was so hungry because I didn't eat because I eat half and then I eat the other half later.
Do you want to go get it?
No, I don't want to eat on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. I do that sometimes. Yeah. I just mute myself. Yeah, but there's always going to be a time in the day when you're hungry. So it can be in the morning. It can be like for me yesterday, for whatever reason, I just like didn't eat in the middle of the day. I think I was like really focused or something, but I was really hungry and then I kind of made it up later. But there's always like a time in the day where you're particularly hungry. Mm-hmm. And there could be multiple of those. Like if you're eating as soon as you wake up and you stop eating right before you go to bed, then you're just like a little bit hungry all day. Or you can condense all of that hunger into like one time frame and you're really hungry for a while, but then you're fairly set. That's how I felt when I was doing like time restricted feed. I was intermittent fasting, whatever you want to call it. I was like starting to eat at noon and I would stop eating by like 8. Well, between noon and 8, I was pretty full, but like before noon, I was very hungry. So I don't know if you feel that way as well.
Yeah. And it's definitely helped though, now that I've been in it longer and I set those times of I eat at this time. If I ate all like today because I had those Doritos at this time, I'm going to be hungry at this time, or I probably was hungry at this time because I normally have like a shake, like I said, the other half of it at this time because I don't eat all my breakfast all at once. The thing that I've been doing though, I won't want to do this when it gets warmer. And I said this before, but I have those, those element packets and I have ones that are chocolate flavored and I put like half of the, like I have a chocolate caramel one and you put it in hot water and it's like hot chocolate.
Those are electrolytes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it tastes very good. It tastes like hot chocolate. It's just
Wow.
like salty hot chocolate, but doesn't taste like it doesn't taste gross or anything. It's actually pretty good. So I'll have that and it feels like I'm eating something, it gives me something where I'm like, something's in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I was thinking
Consuming
about?
something, I guess.
I looked this up the other day. I'm wondering if you know. So I think about this kind of stuff a lot, like evolutionarily, because I was drinking my electrolytes and I was thinking about how, man, like, when you drink electrolytes and you really needed them, your eyes kind of light up and you just feel this like energy and okay, all right, that's
Yeah.
what it was. And like yesterday, my husband was working out, but he hadn't properly hydrated that day, so it was kind of cramping up. And I was thinking, like, what did people used to do?
I don't
What?
know.
So I looked it up and I know now. But I was like, what? 'Cause that's what I start to think like, well, why do we need electrolytes if like there was people like running and hunting and like doing all of these things and our bodies were built to run. We were built to just run. And there's cultures and populations that would literally just run everywhere all the time and they weren't drinking like, liquid IV. So what were they doing? And I read that because their diets were so much more varied than ours. Now, when you eat organ meat and blood, that all is actually very high in sodium. And
Oh.
then sodium is that main is one of the main and if you have the other electrolytes, you can get those naturally in food. Potassium and even sugar is
Yeah.
like a transporter. But sodium, it's like, well, where did they get it? Organ meats.
I
But
didn't know they were
now
high in salt.
I didn't know that either. And then so you can then go back and be like, well, why are they high in sodium? I don't know. We could probably follow that trail, but I
Well,
thought
your
that was interesting.
liver must. Yeah.
And then
Anyway.
I was saying that to my son and he said something about how like, man, we've come a long way. Like I would never eat that now. I was like, I know, but we've gotten weaker. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, think about it. Like that's ridiculous. We have to supplement the things that we refuse to eat, but we throw away the things we refuse to eat. Like that's ridiculous. Oh
Yeah.
no, I will not eat heart. I will only eat muscle. Like muscle's the only thing I'll eat. He's like, that is pretty ridiculous. I know, but I won't do it still. I won't eat the other thing.
I get them all. Like, so when I buy because we get like a side of beef or sometimes we'll buy like a full cow, I ask for all the stuff. So I get the liver. Usually we buy the whole cow and then we share it with somebody else. But I'll get like the liver and the heart and the oxtail and all of that stuff. And I'm like, what do I
Well,
what
what
do
do
I
you
do with
do
this?
with it? What do you do? What do you do with it?
The liver I'll cook, but I haven't made the heart. I don't even know what happened to it. I think I might sometimes give it to the dog. Like,
It's really good for
but I
dogs.
should give it to the dog.
Well, it's really good for all of us. That's the thing. But
Yeah, and then I got this other, like I asked for all of it, and it gave me like this like the hide. I don't know what it is, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I didn't realize you were giving me this also.
oh wow.
And then I looked it up just recently, so it's been in my freezer forever. And you can boil it down, and like you have to do something with it first. It's a little bit harder than just making like bone broth, but it's like full of collagen. So if I can like turn it, do that with it.
Does it have hair on it?
Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but if it does, I
Wow.
need to like scrape it off and stuff.
Wow. You know what's crazy? I have a old friend. She's more like a friendly acquaintance now, an old neighbor who was a doula. So
Okay.
that's like helping women give birth naturally and all this stuff. But she would literally take their placenta home with her and with her she would take a bucket on ice, whatever, her cooler, and she would take their placenta home with her and she would process it in her kitchen into a like dehydrated powder pill that they could then eat, like because it was people who you could pay her for this extra service of like processing the placenta.
Oh, so she would give it back to them.
She'd give it back to them to eat because that's the only, other animals just eat it after. That's because there's tons of nutrients in the placenta. Of course, we humans, we have these standards. We won't eat it, which I think is so funny, but also I could never imagine eating a placenta. So there's this thing where you can like get it processed in like a pill or like a whatever.
Okay.
And she would do that in her kitchen. And her husband would joke like, yeah, we have down in the basement, we have a separate like kitchen area. And that's the placenta processing kitchen because she puts it in the sink and she does all this stuff. And she's not doing that in the kitchen saying like, oh my gosh.
That's so gross to me.
But you could
like,
do that. You could process
knew,
it into a pill and eat it.
I already knew you were going to say something about the placenta, but I when you said she took it home, I was like, I thought you were going to say that she.
Oh, that's good stuff. I'm going to eat that.
Yeah,
no.
That's what I thought you were going to say. And I'm like, I'm just eating other women's placenta. No. For some reason, that's so gross to me.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're old. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That it was in me.
Yeah. But somebody else like processing it is just so funny to me,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Gross.
Anyway, yeah, we humans, we think we're so great because we have our electrolytes that taste like hot chocolate, but really it's like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
But we'll keep doing it. We'll be the first ones wiped off this planet.
No.
Yeah.
No. Definitely not.
Earth's gonna kick us off. It's gonna
That's a
happen.
discussion
The cockroaches will be fine.
It's a discussion for another day.
So,
I guess.
fitness and nutrition. What you got for me?
I wanted to talk about heart rate recovery. I feel like we talk about all the different stats, like resting heart rate, different zones, VO2 max, but heart rate recovery is one I don't think we mentioned very much.
HRV?
No. Oh, we talked about that one too. But no, HRR.
Oh, right. Heart rate variability, heart rate recovery. Yeah, no, you're right.
The only time I think I mentioned it was that I remember I was talking about a YouTube video a long time ago where he had all these different people test different things, and it was like their jump height, their deadlift strength, and heart rate recovery was one of them. I don't remember all of them, but I remember I was like, I'm elite in all these categories. You remember that? Anyway, I feel like, but okay. So heart rate recovery is basically like, a way to test it would be to do a very, strenuous activity, get your heart rate up. So like sprinting or something, get your heart rate up. And then what you do is you measure how many beats it drops after a minute, sometimes 2 minutes. And like less than 12 is bad. Like if it only goes down 12 or less, you probably have, that's something you need to work on definitely and need to get that checked out. Some like 15 to 20 is like average, 20 to 29 is considered good, and then 30 and above is excellent.
Does your Morpheus track that?
It doesn't track it, but you can do it. So I figured out that I can open my graph from a workout, and I can like put a start and end and see what the difference is. So I am able to do it. And I did sprints last week, right? So I figured I was like, oh, I can go back and look and see what happened, because I got my heart rate up pretty high. I remember I wanted to die. By the way, that's the thing that I feel like this is the stat where I'm like, I probably need some improvement here, right? Because I don't understand, because I am not cardiovascularly fit. I don't feel like I am, because if I do sprints, I want to die. Like I'm such a baby. I can't even run for the full minute half the time. I just want to stop. And I'm like such a little
run for
baby.
A full minute, or sprint for a full minute, or jog for a full minute?
Not jog, but like fast run.
Okay. For
a full minute. I don't even think I got to a full minute. I think it was like 50 seconds. And then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to die. And so anyway, so I feel like I'm very out of shape when I do sprints, and I hate them. And it's something I need to work on. So I'm like, I bet you my heart rate recovery is horrible.
And it's
what
not.
It is?
It's elite, isn't it?
It's 31. So I'm like at the bottom at excellent. I'm like right there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. I'm going to go because I'm just annoyed. Whenever you say that, like I'm really out of shape or I need to work, I'm kind of like, you're probably not.
I bet you, if I were to race somebody for a long distance that doesn't even work out, that is like just one of those people that maybe they ran a long time ago, but they don't do it now, they would beat me.
Are you talking in speed, or are you talking in like longevity of being able to run for a long period of time?
So at like a longer distance.
Mm-hmm. But you're not talking about beat you in terms of speed, like they would pass you in the race. You're talking about they would last longer?
No, they would beat me in the race if it's long distance.
Yeah, but you're talking about speed though, then. I'm talking about just your ability to run for a while.
Yeah. So long distance, they would be able to beat me because I would slow way down and eventually just like walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
being able to maintain the speed that I can't do. I can
So it's
run
like,
really fast.
is that like work capacity?
Endurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. I'm going to have to figure that one out for myself.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was thinking about that the other day too. I don't remember what sparked it. But yeah, the difference between heart rate variability and heart rate recovery. So the variability is how quickly in between beats it kind of changes.
Mm-hmm.
And the heart rate recovery is how quickly you go from a high heart rate down within a certain time span.
Yeah, so it measures
So many
how well
things.
you can recover, basically,
Mhm.
after a strenuous exercise.
Do you know which one of those is more closely connected to VO2 max? Because I know HRV is very connected to VO2 max.
I would imagine your heart rate recovery would be very connected to it because of the way you're doing it, like working out to that, getting your heart rate up, and then I would assume there's a lot of correlation with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't understand. I when I do sprints, I'm like, if this is how I feel, my numbers are considered excellent. Apparently, like my resting heart rate is wonderful. If this is how I feel, what do normal people feel like?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah,
it's like your
just
heart,
a big baby.
Your heart is fine, but the whole rest of your body is like, what the?
Like I'm like to the end. When I got to the end, it's that feeling of like I'm going to like everything starts looking fuzzy,
Yeah, wow.
Once I got it to like 170, and then I don't like it. And then you get a headache and you don't feel good.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a conversation to have with AI. All right, I have some games. You want to play some games?
Yeah, I want to play some games.
Do you want to pick the game based on the title, or do you want to pick the game randomly based on a number 1 through 4?
Title.
All right. So game number 1 is called Pick Your Prison.
Okay.
Okay. So there's 2 extremes, and you have to pick one to live with forever and one to ditch. Game number 2 is called It Depends, but Does It? So there are things that have, of course, there's nuance, but you have to pick yes or no, and you have to back that up. Game 3 is Coach's Dilemma. So there's client scenarios, and you have to decide which issue to prioritize. And game 4 is Overrated, Underrated.
I feel like this is fun. I feel like this is like a game show over here.
And we can move through them podcast by podcast. So whatever you pick today, you can pick a different one next time.
Let's go with Pick Your Prison.
Okay. So you have to follow one of these for the rest of your life, and the other one disappears forever. And you have to give your reasoning for them, okay?
Okay.
All right. So tracking macros every day forever, or never tracking ever again. I think I would choose never again.
Never again. I don't want to do it every day.
Yeah.
And I could find I can figure it out.
Yep. I could figure it out too.
And if I had never tracked before, then I wouldn't care. But, just having the background, I kind of get a good idea of what's in what and how.
Well, this would be for the world also, not just for you. So that's interesting.
World?
Yeah. So if you think of it like, okay, so we have this background of tracking macros, but what about somebody who doesn't? So now we don't have that. You can't track anything in any way. So now you have to teach people how to monitor their food without it as well.
I don't think people, also I can't use it for like a client, you're saying.
Right.
Well, with a client, it would be easier if you're like, you have to every day.
But it doesn't exist. It's off this earth.
No, but I'm saying if I chose the other one, it's like every day you have to track.
Oh, right.
It would be so much easier. I would have so much data. But for me personally, I don't want to do that every day.
No, you have to pick one.
But that doesn't make sense. Why do I have to do it and everybody else has to do it?
It's for the world. Because I'm saying let's imagine the scenario, because it's kind of easy if you think about it, just the two of us, because we have this background of tracking, so we'd very easily be able to get rid of it forever. But it makes it a little bit more complicated if you do then apply it to the world, or apply it to, because then when you have a client that's never tracked, somebody that's never tracked before, which one do you think would be better in that
Well,
scenario. I
well,
stick with my answer. I would still say never track again.
no, I would make the world track every day. If I had that choice.
So if it was the world, you would say track forever?
Yeah, because people are always like, I can't lose weight, but I barely eat anything. Well, you'll track, and now you'll know, and everybody will have the data, and everyone will know the answer.
Yeah. That's funny. I would stick with never track again because I could still teach people how to understand it without the numbers.
Yeah, but if they have to do it anyway, like if this is a rule and it's like, well, everybody has to do this, why not?
Because then I have to track every day forever also, because it's the world rule. There's no flexibility in this world. It's called pick your prison.
Yeah.
Your prison, not the world's prison.
I know, that's why I was confused.
Okay, the next one is lift heavy 3 days a week or train every single day, but only moderate intensity.
And I'd have to do this?
For the rest of your life.
Would everybody have to do this, or is this just me?
First you and then the world.
Okay. Me?
Yes.
I would work out every day at moderate intensity.
Okay, why?
Because I feel like I would get very bored of lifting heavy 3 days a week, and I want to do other things. And the moderate intensity, like you can just I feel like I feel better if I'm not always going crazy, and I can do more, and then I can just focus on lots of different things.
Yeah, true. Does your answer change if it's for the world?
Yep, it's the other one.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
Because most people don't want to work out every day. Most people don't have time to work out every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 would be efficient, especially if they're lifting heavy.
I would pick train daily at moderate intensity also, but for me and the world.
I love how I'm like, no, this works for me, but screw you guys.
Everybody else needs to track every day for the rest of their lives. Here's a good one. 10,000 steps daily, no matter what, with no extra cardio, or structured cardio 3 days a week, but pretty sedentary otherwise.
Steps, 10,000 a day.
Same for you and the world.
Me and the world.
Okay. Agreed. I feel like that doesn't need a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
Sleep 6 hours, but with perfect nutrition and training.
Okay.
But six hours or less.
Okay.
Or you're sleeping 8+ hours, but your training and your workouts and your nutrition is inconsistent.
I don't like this one because I have control over my workouts, and I wouldn't do that. But it's fantasy. It's a fantasy world. I don't like this one because it's just, why is someone saying you can't work out these days?
Let's just say this scenario happened to you. Your nutrition and training is perfect, but your sleep is kind of crappy. But then you're getting really great sleep, but for some weird reason, life threw a curveball at you, and your workouts are inconsistent. Laura, just imagine it. Not everybody's perfect.
I would pick the 8 hours of sleep and inconsistent nutrition.
Really?
And workouts.
Really?
Yeah, 6 hours of sleep every day. That would take years off of my life. And I would feel like crap every day.
But your nutrition and training is like on point. Do you think it would make up for it?
No.
Also, there's a difference between 6 hours of sleep and like 4.
True, but okay. So I was just saying I've been sleeping wonderful. Well, of course, today was the day that got screwed up, right? And I woke up at 4:15ish, and I couldn't fall back asleep. And then I just felt like crap first thing in the morning. I just had so low energy, and it's just one day. If that was every day.
Yeah.
No. What would you choose?
I'm having trouble deciding. I keep pinging back and forth. Yeah, the sleep's really important, but I can't imagine just like always being inconsistent with. But at least I'm still working out and eating well. So
you said inconsistent. You didn't say I'm not doing it ever.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll pick that one only because it's like the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
I think if it was temporary, I would choose the sleep one. So if it was like, this is for a year, then I would do the sleep one. If it's for the rest of my life, like I would do the 6 hours of sleep if it was just a year. If it's for the rest of my life, then I'm going to choose the 8 hours of sleep. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Bulk and cut cycles forever. So you're constantly rotating between bulking and cutting. Or you're never cutting and never increasing calories. You're in maintenance for the rest of your life year round.
Maintenance, baby.
For the rest of your life. No more cuts. No cuts allowed.
I would do that. I would sign up for that. But I am also already at like a healthy weight. If I was overweight, I don't think I would choose that one. So for the rest of the world, I don't know. I think you would have to choose cuts and bulks because there would be all these overweight people that would not be able to do anything about it.
If they're working out, if you could get them to work out and need a maintenance forever, they can make a lot of changes.
What if you're 300 pounds? It doesn't. If I was 160 pounds, if I stayed at maintenance, I'm still going to have a lot of fat on me. I can't just get rid of the fat and replace it all with muscle if I'm 160 pounds.
300 pounds?
I was thinking 300 when I was thinking of like a man. But like for me, the 100, like I'm thinking about me personally. If I'm 160 pounds, I'm still overweight and I'm still going to have a lot of fat on me, even if I recomp.
But if you get that person to start lifting weights and doing cardio and they start losing fat through exercise alone.
You're not listening.
You're not listening.
That's still a cut if I'm losing weight, right? My weight is staying the same.
It's still a cut if you're losing weight. But you're eating at quote unquote maintenance.
But maintenance just means you have a maintenance amount of calories coming in, so you're not gaining or losing weight. Maintenance just means that you have an energy balance that is balanced, right? So your energy is balanced. So you're not losing weight or gaining weight. So if you're 160 pounds, you're stuck at 160 pounds. You can still lose fat and you can still gain muscle, but there's only so far you can go.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that even if that person started to lose fat and gain muscle and their metabolism, their maintenance shifted, you'd still be adjusting the calories to match that.
Yeah.
So their weight wouldn't necessarily be shifting. But if you're like a very overweight person, there's only so much you can do before your weight has to drop.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd still pick that one because I think that there's nuance in there. Because you wouldn't constantly be able to adjust for that all the time.
What do you mean you can't constantly adjust?
Like somebody could eat within a range of calories that is maintenance forever and lose weight that way. And you would argue
because it's not maintenance.
Right, it would be a cut because their metabolism changed.
Yes. So if you're saying that you need to eat at your current maintenance calories forever, that where your current maintenance is now, that is not the same as saying you need to eat at maintenance forever.
Yeah, I guess you're looking at it as like we're always. It is. You're right. You are technically right. But you're looking at it as like we're constantly adjusting that number to make sure that that person is constantly in maintenance.
Yeah, because that's the scenario. Maintenance calories.
So that would be like saying somebody that's, average weight or low weight or whatever, like me, taking what my maintenance is. If I did a whole bunch of cardio, so now my maintenance is 300 calories more, I would eat more in order to compensate for that.
Yeah, because otherwise you're in a cut.
Right.
You can create a calorie deficit by cutting your calories or by doing cardio or both.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Technically you're right. But I'm just not like seeing it that way.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because you're being one of those weird people that don't know the definition of maintenance.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't understand the definition of maintenance.
You know those people that are like, know. I'm in a calorie deficit and I'm not losing weight. No.
You're at
not in a
maintenance.
calorie deficit if you're not losing weight. You will literally lose weight if you're in a calorie deficit because you're not getting the energy. You have to lose weight. That's how that works. Maintenance is you're maintaining your weight. That's why it's called
But
maintenance.
then, so what if you take a person and let's say their maintenance is, 2,500 calories.
Okay.
Right? But we adjust a large portion of that 2,500 calories to be protein. We take them from 10% to 40% protein. They're still technically at maintenance, but now they're in a cut because protein's so thermic. So is it not, if they're losing weight?
It's not a cut anymore because now you upped your calorie burn. So now you're actually burning more calories.
So it's not maintenance anymore.
It's not maintenance anymore.
It's now a cut. Mm-hmm. So we would have to increase the 2,500 to like 3,000 because now we're burning more. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
If you're thinking about it the way you're thinking about it, then I would totally choose maintenance because I could just
because it's
do
more flexible.
Activity.
Yeah. Which brings me to, what is the one we did before? Oh, it was tracking forever versus never tracking again and only doing hunger cues. So if we don't have the ability to track macros and track data, basically see data for what we're eating, and so instead we have to do meal planning and portion control and we have to do those things, could we then just add activity? So in the same way that you might look at your data and be like, oh, I'm not losing weight, I'm not in a calorie deficit, so let's decrease calories. But we don't have that ability to really look at it. I mean, we could just like decrease, from a 1 cup of carbs to a half a cup of carbs, but could we also just like add cardio onto that? And we can track that data. All right, we're doing 60 minutes of cardio. Let's do 90 minutes of cardio and see if that makes a difference. Right?
Could.
Yeah.
I'd still make people track.
Yeah. But that's hard too. That just goes into another thing because it's like, okay, theoretically, yes, we can achieve more of a deficit through activity, but it's so much harder to account for how many calories your body's burning than it is for the intake because your body's so efficient at it'll be burning a lot one week and then the next week you're more efficient and it's burning half the amount it was, and we can't even efficiently track that. So you have to do more. Yeah. Anyway, interesting. Okay. I guess I still feel.
Sorry, I got all yelly.
Yeah. Well, it made me reconsider because now I was thinking maintain, but now I'm like, okay, well, if it's really maintaining and not fluffy maintaining, then, well, geez. Yeah, I think I would choose maintain. I don't know, because I've talked to my kids about this before, about this general idea that like if you took every single person in the world and you just put them on an amount of calories that was appropriate for their body, and then you implemented strength training 3 times a week and 10K steps, like 8 to 12K steps, then like people would still look very different. So it's the idea of like not everybody should look the same, but almost everybody would end up losing weight and like recomping and looking better and being more healthy for their body no matter what size it's at. And you'd still have people that were heavier than others and thinner than others. You'd still have all of that variation. So that was kind of where I was coming from too. Anyway, I still think I'd choose maintain.
Even with my way of looking at maintaining?
It's
for the world or for you?
For the world, because it's hard, because I know if you did that example I just said and you did it for like 2 years, people's lives would change without ever having to do bulk or cut cycles. Their minds would change. Their relationship with food would change. But if they have to stay there forever, because then I want to be like, okay, and now if you want to lose a little more, you can cut and you can.
But you're sentencing like the 400-pound person to be like, well, you're stuck here now.
Yeah, but they wouldn't stay 400.
Yeah, they would if they're at
maintenance. They would. But they would lose fat and gain muscle.
Not 400 pounds of muscle, not 300 pounds of muscle.
Right. But it takes up a different amount of space, so it would look different. Their bodies would shrink, but they'd still be 400 pounds.
Not four. Yeah. Okay, let's say their healthy weight is 150. They're 400. That's still 350 pounds. They're not losing 350
pounds. They
need
to be in some sort of deficit in order to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't. They can't gain 350 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Okay.
It can only get you so far.
All right,
It
I
gets
would
you
choose
pretty
bulk. Okay, fine. Bulk and cut cycles forever.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I get so annoyed.
No, you're right. You're right. Bulk cut cycles forever. It's just that I never understood what maintenance meant. Joking. I know what maintenance is.
You know, a maintenance calculator. That's my maintenance, and that's what it is, right?
Yeah, and it stays there forever. That was funny. All right. This is an easy one. Never drink alcohol again, ever. But
Okay.
make all the progress you want on a perfect timeline, or drink socially but accept slower progress.
Never drink alcohol again.
Yeah, me too.
I don't drink much, so I'm
Yeah.
okay with it.
And I like
And for
drinking
the-
socially, but I don't.
Yeah. And for the rest of the world, oh, everyone would be. It would be so good for the world.
I think nobody
if they
should ever
just-
drink again. Yeah.
And obviously drinking socially is fine.
Yeah. And also, just to clarify, drinking socially doesn't necessarily mean you're accepting slower progress. You can drink socially and have just as great progress as you would if you never drank. But the problem is, it's not that alcohol is inherently like fattening or anything. You can have very low calorie drinks. Yes, alcohol stops, like your body wants to metabolize alcohol first, so it stops the metabolism of everything else. But if you're in a calorie deficit, your body's going to metabolize the alcohol, and then it's going to go back to what it was doing, and it will be fine. It's more so that you get more relaxed and you're eating more calories when you've had alcohol. The next day you might be running at a slower, like our sleep usually sucks. It brings down your metabolic rate like the whole next day because you're more lazy. You might not work out as hard, and all of those things can add up. Those are the things that alcohol really impacts, is your actions afterwards. It's not alcohol inherently in itself.
Even if I only have like 2 drinks, it affects my sleep.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I want to do the heart rate morning test. Have you done it after you've had a drink yet?
No, but my Fitbit has, and it's always my heart rate, my resting heart rate is always way higher. My HRV is always in the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. After even I just have one drink, when I'm laying down to go to sleep, I can feel my heartbeat, and it's just faster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just faster, and it's like that all night.
And then I don't sleep well.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. All right. Maybe this will be the last one.
Okay.
Super high protein every day.
Okay.
Like 40%. Okay. Which is decently high. That's like, what would that be? Like 140 to 150 grams of protein a day. If you have like a moderate diet.
Why can't I do the math?
Oh, I don't know. I know why I can't do math.
If it's 2,000 calories, it would be 800 calories. And then, so there would be, that's like
800 times, divided by 4, not times 4.
Yeah. 800
divided by 4 would be 200 grams of protein. So 40% is really high. Let's do 30%.
That's what I normally do.
Yeah, and that's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
30% protein is pretty high. All right, 30% protein every day, forever. We'll do 30 to 40%, make it a little. Versus no protein targets, just intuitive eating. Forever.
So I have to hit these numbers. It's like, Laura, you're at the end of the day and you didn't get it. You have to eat this steak.
Yeah.
Or I can intuitively eat, but I don't track it ever.
Yeah, and then also for the world. So if a 2,000 calorie diet, 30% is like 150. So yeah, I would say like 30 to 35%. Let's do 35% to make it high. I want it to feel hard.
Feel really hard.
Yeah, let's do 35%.
Okay.
Which on a 2,000 calorie a day diet is going to be 700 calories from protein, which is going to be 175 grams of protein. That's a lot.
Honestly, for me, I and for the rest of the world, I would intuitively, everyone was going to be miserable.
Yeah, I would too. What if it was more 30%? Would you change it?
Every day? Like I have to do that every day? Like that's what I normally do. It's like usually it's like 28 to 30 is like where I'm normally in. But if I had to, like I can't have an off day. I can't just like, you know. And if I'm not hungry, I have to force myself to eat some tuna fish or something. No,
Still intuitive?
still intuitive.
What if instead of a percentage, it was just a number? So instead of a percentage of calories, so like 30%, it was 150 grams of protein, period. And we're not really looking at calories. You just have to get 150 every day.
That's worse, because then if I go on a calorie deficit, I still have to get 150 grams.
Yeah.
That's harder.
But
So, no.
so you still wouldn't choose it?
No.
What if we chose a number like 130? 130 grams of protein, regardless of calories.
I could do that. What
Every
happens
day.
if I don't eat it? Do I die?
That's a great question. What happens if we don't? Do you die? It's like when Thanos snaps his fingers, you just disappear from the planet. You don't even die. You just cease to exist.
It's like you cease to exist.
It's like a game show.
You didn't get your protein in.
Exactly. You disappear. And everybody's memories of you gone. It's like you never existed.
Yeah, I would do it 130 grams.
Yeah. So the easier it is to do, the more likely you are to choose that every day forever.
Yeah. It's just that it's every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Forever. Every day.
Forever. When I'm a 90-year-old woman. It's like,
Yeah.
I still need to get my 150
Exactly. Yes.
No, I don't want to do that when I'm 90.
That is a good point. You can't forget that this goes into old age. This is literally forever. Or you disappear off the earth. All right, I do have one more, actually.
Okay.
Progressive overload focus on every single workout forever.
Okay.
Or always training for just what you feel like doing and enjoyment. Just doing exercise for exercise.
But I can't, like, improve?
No. You're only exercising for enjoyment, which is hard because, like, well, I enjoy improving, so. But no, it's always a little subpar, sub improvement.
I don't like this question. I don't like it. Because if I always had to progressive, like, there are days where I don't want to do that.
Well, could you just not work out that day? This doesn't say it has to be every day. What if you just...
But progressive overload, every workout's not every week. So you're saying, like, I don't constantly need to do more than I did the week before.
You would constantly have to be doing more, yeah.
But that means if I worked out last week, I have to do that same workout and better.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean the entire workout has to be. It can be one element. Be like, all right, I'm progressing overload my deadlift this week, but next week I'm going to do my leg extensions. Like, it can be a different exercise.
Well, then I choose that one.
Progressive overload forever.
Yeah, if I just have to choose one thing.
It's like normal progressive overload. Like what we always do.
That's what I do anyway.
You have zero maintenance workouts. You have zero workouts that you just do. You're constantly, yeah, you probably are.
I mean, that happens once in a while.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling tuckered out. But in this scenario, I would just have to choose one exercise. Yeah.
But you can't do anything for enjoyment. You can't just go for a jog, which you don't do anyway. You can't just do, it's constantly progressive overloading.
But that's a weird question because, like I said, it would be like, okay, if I'm normally getting 100 minutes of cardio, of zone 2 cardio, let's say, then the next week, if I'm trying to get 110, then I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to, like, improve on it. Or maybe I try to improve my efficiency. There's other ways to progress, right? Then that's like overall for the week. And doing it by workout would be weird. It's hard to actually do it that way.
You're right. It is a weird question. I keep trying to make it less weird by, like, explaining it in different ways. And it's just a weird question. And I'm thinking of it as, like, always training for feel and enjoyment. I'm more so thinking of, like, oh, what do I feel like doing today? Yeah. And just doing, it's the idea of, like, doing random things.
I mean, same thing, though. If I think about it, when I'm 90, I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to do the enjoyment one because right now I could do that for a while. But when I'm 90, no.
Yeah, good
point.
point.
Be like, oh, I've got to improve my deadlift now.
Yeah. No, you have to constantly be improving. Every week.
No, I'm tired. Laura's tired now.
I would pick always training for feel good and enjoyment. Only if I have to pick one camp, because at least you're moving.
Yeah.
At least you're
Yeah, and
active
you
in
can
that one.
maintain. I would, yeah, because you don't have to do a lot to maintain, right?
Yeah.
Just maintain where I'm at. But, I hate maintenance. Like, I like to see progress and improve.
You could also, I feel like in this scenario, you could accidentally improve, but the point is you're not paying attention to it. But you could be
Okay.
doing more one day than you did on a different day and just not realize it because you weren't paying attention to it because you're not
I,
tracking the numbers.
I feel like I'm kind of like a combination of these two because I do both.
It's kind of
You know?
like the idea of tracking macros forever or intuitively. You can intuitively eat and still be in a cut. You can
Okay.
train for feel good and still end up making improvements, but you can't track any
Can't
of those
try.
numbers.
I'm going to do the feel good.
And your brain forgets them. So you can't like okay, I'm not writing it down, but I remember that I did 295. No, your brain forgets what you did.
You're adding, well, I want to remember, adding rules to it.
You
I
can't
wanna know
remember.
how much I can deadlift.
You can't remember.
Okay.
It's a new rule.
I'm still choosing it.
You're
'cause
not
when I'm
allowed
90
to remember.
When I'm 90, I don't want to be trying to do a 300-pound deadlift.
Yeah, that's what I would pick as well. All right,
Is that
cool.
the last one?
That was it.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
Cool. Okay.
I'm just laughing because I feel like I got really annoyed with you and was like yelling, "No, you don't understand."
You don't understand. You're one of those annoying. No, what you said to me was you're one of those annoying people that doesn't understand what maintenance is. That's what you said to me. Just to clarify, I just wanted you to like really know. Which I love, by the way. I love that you said that. That was hilarious.
I just called out a bunch of people and called them annoying.
Yeah, you're not even worried about me anymore. Sorry, but this is what maintenance actually is. And if you don't understand that, then you're wrong.
One of those annoying people. And when I say that, I'm not talking about regular folk.
Yeah.
The people who are like fitness people who don't know.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
Right. Not like
Like
Susan
me.
down the street.
Yeah, like me.
Like you.
Stop preaching that it's maintenance when it's not. If you're losing weight, you're not at maintenance. You're at a high end of a deficit. Maybe. Awesome.
One of those annoying people. I'm sorry. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Do you have anything else?
No.
How are your workouts going?
Good.
Progressively overloading on every single one?
I am trying to still progressive overload, even though I am in a cut, and I am tired. I am so tired. It's so hard.
Do you remember? I just want to take you back, a trip down memory lane. Okay. Do you remember when we had this whole conversation about how we should create a lifting program that should complement a cut?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to advertise it and like encourage people to follow it because of how important these principles are. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then do you remember that we were both going to do it and it was going to be great, right? And then do you remember signing up for a different program that was focused on hypertrophy?
My abs are cramping.
How do you think everybody else? Because not everybody else is in a cut. I was thinking, how do you think everybody else on that program that you signed up for is doing? But they're mostly not in a cut, right?
No. So I joined a group coaching program because sometimes coaches even like coaches, right?
Yeah.
And I'm actually not really following the nutrition, just doing my own thing. But they did put me in, I think they put me in recomp calories. Mm. So it was like 1,800 and something calories because I was eating like 2,200. And so like a small deficit, right? But everybody else
is a small deficit considered recomp?
Yeah, you can still be, because you can build muscle and lose fat. That's what recomping is, right? Okay. Different definition than maintenance or whatever.
Okay, got it.
So, the other people in this group coaching program, though, must all, because they put almost all of them either in like a reverse diet or like at maintenance calories because they were all under eating, I guess. So they're working all of them up. But I'm not like that because I thought either, okay, 1, they're like, no, this girl eats enough, so we're going to lower her calories. Or 2, they were like, looking at my progress pictures, like this girl could lose a couple pounds, and so we're gonna lower her calories because she needs it.
You're ridiculous.
And then what was I saying? Oh, the program. So I'm following the program though, and I like the way he programs. He programs very similar to the way I program, but it's supposed to be like a hypertrophy program. I'm moving around because my abs are cramping. A hypertrophy program, and so you're supposed to, work harder every week and blah blah blah. And now I'm doing upper lower, and I'm tired. And then he puts sprints in the middle of the workout.
That's weird. That part's weird.
Yeah, and there was one exercise after, but it wasn't like it was a leg day. So there was a bunch of leg exercises, then sprinting, but it was supposed to be on a bike. I don't have a bike, so I just did sprints outside. And then it was like a windmill, like where you're like trying to picture how I would do it. Are you kneeling? I don't know. But like not standing.
Half kneeling?
Half kneeling windmill. That's what it is. Like, what am I doing? Yeah.
Your brain's not functioning. You're like getting off your chair to try to figure out what position you were in. It's not standing, but it's also not kneeling. Half kneeling. So a half kneeling windmill.
Yes, that's what you had to do when you get after the sprint. So it wasn't like a strenuous exercise.
It's not like the sprints are literally smack dab in the middle of the workout. They're at the end.
They're at the end.
Yeah.
With one other exercise after them.
Yeah. And is that every workout?
No, just that one workout.
Oh, interesting.
No, I don't think that's how he normally programs either.
And it's 4 days a week.
Yes, but then there's conditioning, so 6 days.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot, bruh.
Yeah, and I'm tired. And in the next block, because the first 4 weeks was 3 days a week, full body. And it was pretty good. I felt really good there. This one has been a little bit harder, but the next one is supposed to be very hard. And there's some of the like 6, 12, 25 stuff in there. Remember when I did that? Mm-hmm. That's where you do 3 different exercises hitting the same muscles. Where one, you're going to do more of a strength exercise. So it could be something like a squat. Then you're going to do something more at a hypertrophy range, so it'd be 12. So you do 12 reps. So it could be like a walking lunge. And then you do 25 of something else.
And they're supersetted?
Mm-hmm. You don't take a break. You go from one to the next to the next.
For like 3 sets or something?
I don't know how many sets. I don't know.
So when does that block start?
Next week is the last week of this block. So it'd be the week after that.
And how far will you be into your deficit at that point?
So after this week, we take pictures again. So it'd be 7 weeks. Because I remember I didn't start my cut until a week into the program. That's why I took it at 3 weeks, and now I'll probably take it at 7 weeks. So it's like weird numbers, weird time frames. So I'll be at 8 weeks when it starts.
So are you going to stop your deficit and go up a little bit? Bring your calories up a little bit?
I've been like figuring out what I'm going to do. I'm not really sure yet.
How many pounds have you lost on your deficit so far?
What did I say? I was like 125.6 or something. So 3.
Okay.
So interesting. It's been 5 weeks. I lost 3 pounds.
Uh-huh.
So it's not bad for me.
So when this next block starts, you'll be at 8 weeks?
At the start of it, like the end of it would be 8 weeks. So it'd be like my 8th week.
Okay.
So at the end of it would be the full 8 weeks.
All right. I think I would either modify the program or I would increase calories.
No, and I know that I will not modify the program.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of maybe going up calories a little bit and being
do their recommended calories.
Yeah, so I was thinking like go up to there and do more like recomp calories.
Your body will probably it'll probably respond in kind. You'll probably end up losing weight on the scale.
I probably will. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but I noticed this. When I come out of a cut, I am like primed to build muscle. Like after I come out of a cut, I feel like I put on muscle so much easier. It's like all that work I did. It's like we need to build muscle. You keep telling us.
Well, do you think that lasts beyond just the first couple weeks. The first couple weeks, your muscles are like sucking up all that glycogen and all the calories that you're giving it. So is it just that filling effect, or is it actually building muscle?
I think it's actually building muscle. I think I've looked this up before, and there is like some people theorize that it is.
Yeah.
It's easy to build muscle, easier to build muscle after a cut.
Nutrient partitioning is a thing, like your body knowing what to do with all the nutrients a little bit better and optimizing that. And when you're leaner, the leaner you are, the better your body is at nutrient partitioning. So that is definitely a thing, like giving all the protein to the muscle and like the glycogen exactly where it needs to go and like really utilizing that. That's why they say if you're like above 30% body fat, you really should just go into deficit calories and try to get as much body fat off so that your body can partition those nutrients better, more efficiently.
Yeah.
But I noticed after a cut, I'm primed for fat loss because as soon as I increase my calories, my weight dips again. It's like, oh.
That happens to me too, but I don't think it's actually like, I think it's weight that I've had on me that it's like water that's coming out. I don't think I've actually lost weight because every time I feel like that happens.
I always look the best right after, like the week after I'm done a cut. And it's tricky because your muscles fill up so they look more defined, and you drop some water weight because your body's like, oh, okay. And it's usually like when your body releases, like, but then it tricks you because you think, oh, look at that, I went up in calories and I'm still like looking great. And then so you keep doing that, and then the process reverses and you end up.
And then I'm at 122.8 right now, so that's usually like once I get here, it's really hard for me to go any lower. We'll see if I can this time, but we'll see what happens if I continue. But I might up them to like 1,800.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a fan of that idea.
Yeah. I was like, oh, who cares? It's not like I'm fine.
Oh my gosh. Too funny. I also think it's going to work. I think I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Hope that was fun.
Okay.
Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that great stuff. And we'll see you next week.